What if I told you one nation changed the world forever? A country born from rebellion, built on war, and driven by power. This is not just history. This is the story of how the United States became a superpower, from colonies under British rule to the fight for independence, from civil war to global dominance. This is the rise of America. Before the rise of the United States, there were just 13 small colonies under the control of a powerful empire. That empire was Great Britain. For years, the colonies followed British rules. They paid taxes, traded under strict law, and had little freedom. At first, people accepted it, but everything changed after a series of costly wars in Europe. Britain needed money, and the colonies became the target. New taxes were introduced on paper, on tea, on everyday goods. But here's the problem. The colonists had no voice in British government, no representation. And that's when a powerful idea was born. No taxation without representation. Tension began to rise, protests started, boycotts spread across the colonies. People were angry, and they were ready to fight back. One night, everything changed. A group of colonists disguised themselves and boarded British ships in Boston. They threw chests of tea into the sea. This event became known as the Boston Tea Party. It was a message the colonies would not stay silent anymore. Britain responded with force. Laws became stricter, control became tighter, and fear turned into rebellion. Soon, small protests turned into open conflict, and by 1775, war had begun. The American Revolution, a war that would change the world forever. The war had begun, but the colonies were not ready. They had no strong army, no powerful weapons, and no real unity. Yet they had something stronger, a belief in freedom. To lead this fight, a man stepped forward, George Washington, a leader with no royal title, but with determination. He took command of the colonial army. The early battles were tough. The British army was stronger, better trained, and more experienced. Defeat after defeat, the colonies struggled to survive. But Washington didn't give up. Through harsh winters, low supplies, and constant pressure, he kept the army together. Then came a turning point. The colonies decided they would no longer fight as subjects. They would fight as a new nation. In 1776, a powerful document was created, the Declaration of Independence. It declared freedom from British rule. It declared a new country, the United States. Now, this was no longer a rebellion. This was a revolution. With new hope and new identity, the fight became stronger, and slowly the balance began to shift. With support from allies like France, the colonies gained strength. Battle after battle, they pushed forward. Until finally, victory. The British were defeated, and the United States was born. But independence was just the beginning. Because building a nation would be even harder than winning a war. The United States was finally independent. But freedom did not bring peace. As the country grew, so did its divisions. In the North, industries and factories expanded. In the South, the economy depended heavily on slavery. Two different worlds inside one nation. And the conflict kept growing. Some believed slavery must end. Others believed it was necessary for survival. Politics became dangerous. Tension filled the country. Then, in 1860, where Abraham Lincoln was elected president, many southern states feared change. One by one, they left the Union. America was breaking apart. Soon, the nation entered its darkest chapter. The American Civil War. Brother fought against brother. Cities burned. Families were destroyed. Thousands of soldiers died in brutal battles. The war was long, bloody, and unforgiving. The war was long, bloody, and unforgiving. He issued the Emancipation Proclamation, a declaration that changed history forever. Now, the war was no longer just about preserving the Union. It became a fight for freedom. Year after year, the fighting continued. Until finally, the South surrendered, the Union survived, slavery was abolished. But the scars of war remained for generations. America had survived its greatest crisis. And from the ashes of division, a stronger nation would slowly rise. After the American Civil War, the United States began to rebuild. Factories expanded, railroads connected the nation. Cities grew rapidly, America was changing, new inventions transformed everyday life. Industry boomed, business empires rose, and slowly, the United States became an economic giant. But the world was also changing. In the early 1900s, global conflict exploded. The world entered World War I. At first, America stayed out of the war, but eventually it joined the fight. Its power and resources helped shift the balance. And after the war, America emerged stronger. Then came another crisis, the Great Depression. Banks collapsed, millions lost jobs. Fear spread across the nation, but America recovered. And soon, the world faced an even greater disaster, World War II. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, America entered the war with full force. Its industries produced weapons, ships, and aircraft at massive scale. Its armies fought across Europe and the Pacific, and when the war ended, the United States stood as one of the most powerful nations on Earth. Its economy dominated, its military expanded. Its influence spread across the globe. From Hollywood to technology to space exploration, America shaped the modern world, but with great power came new challenges, Cold War tensions, global conflicts, and political divisions. Yet despite everything, the rise of America changed history forever. From 13 small colonies to a global superpower. This was the story of the United States,